Robinson knows nothing else other than having Siena as a league rival. The switch made his freshman year, and he has been a real thorn in the side for everybody in this league the last 3 years. 27-5 Monmouth against 16-16 Siena, and we are underway. Saints in their gold uniforms as the number 4 seed. Hawks in their home whites as the number 1 seed.
Hawks start with Hornbeek on the defensive assignment against Wright.
Now on the switch, Stewart steps out on Wright with 6 seconds to shoot. 2-0 Siena.
Oh, he talked about the fact that Justin Robinson didn't have one of his typical games in the quarterfinals. Neither did Marquise Wright. He was a little sluggish last night.
Well, in the regular season meeting in this building, Marquise Wright scored a career-high 36 points, but it wasn't enough because Justin Robinson put up 40.
Yeah, neither was sluggish in that game.
No, and there was a sequence, Rob, during the second half where they went back and forth, mano-a-mano. Bisping with a tip in, 4-0 Saints.
And that's the one place the Saints have a big advantage on the offensive glass.
Here's Robinson, who grew up an hour south of here, just outside of Kingston, New York, and actually used to attend Siena games as a Siena fan. Stewart has it poked away. Shivers comes up court. Right. Off the back iron, James the rebound for the Hawks. Robinson lobs to the rim. Brady comes down with it. Triple T kicks it back out to Hornbeek. That's a 2-point shot. Around, off the glass, and through for Josh James.
Now, James not a very good outside shooter, just 3 made 3-point field goals on the season, so appropriately, his toe is on the line.
Yep. Only 3 for 16, and you kind of could see in his hesitation all of that going through his mind.
Great pass.
Bisping the assist to Oganyemi.
Bisping got off to a quick start last night when he knocked down a couple of threes to get the Saints going offensively. With a quick start here today.
6-2 Siena, 17:45 remaining in the half. Another terrific look. This time it's James to Brady.
Now, good solid screen. The ball screen allowed him to turn the corner wide open. As the defense steps up, that leaves somebody wide open.
Siena with the basketball leading 6-4. 2.5 minutes in. Siena has 4 1,000-point scorers on the floor. Levon Long trying to become the 4th of those 4 to get into the scoring column today.
And the Hawks will push every time they can on the offensive end. Pace is really going to be a key here tonight for both these teams.
Bisping knocked it away. James gives up his body. El ball remains with Monmouth. Well, Siena made adjustments from the first game of the regular season when they allowed Robinson to go off, and Monmouth scored 102 to make it a much slower, more competitive game down on the Jersey Shore a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they tried to run with them in the first game. They did for about 30 minutes of the ball game, and then the depth and scoring ability of Monmouth kind of took over late in that ball game. Down in West Long Branch, they slowed it down every opportunity they had. This game's got to be in the 70s for Siena to win it.
Hornbeek wills his way to the bucket and banks it in.
Well, that's one of the things. Hornbeek was not on one of the all-conference teams when they were announced earlier this week, and certainly you can make a case that he should have at least been on the 3rd team. I would have had him on my 2nd team.
I agree. Hornbeek joined the 1,000-point club in their quarterfinal win over Niagara. Oganyemi gets the roll. 8-6, Siena back in front, 16:35 remaining in the half. Robinson's on the board.
And by the time you look up, bang, there's Robinson coming right up your back. Transition defense, the biggest key for Siena, besides showing some patience on the offensive end.
Bisping feeds Oganyemi at the mid-post. Brady, among the elite shot blockers in the league, swats it out of bounds.
Yeah, 3rd best in the league at 1.8 blocks per game, and he's got great size. Good matchup inside between he and Oganyemi, both capable of swatting them away.
Well, again, Friday, Rob, after Monmouth eliminated Niagara, held the Purple Eagles to 59 points, King Rice wanted to talk about, hey, yeah, we can score a lot of points, as we've got a whistle and a foul off the ball. It goes against Chris Brady. He wants to talk about their defense and how good it has been. And, you know, Monmouth leads the MAC in field goal percentage defense, also leads in block shots, in large part because of the work of Chris Brady. But they are a different team and a different program than they were 3 years ago under Coach Rice.
Yeah, and they play now pack line defense, and they're so much more effective with it.
Hornby, 2-on-3, hesitates around Bisping, gets it back out to Robinson. And the two-time MAC Player of the Year couldn't get the roll, but Brady's there to help him out.
Oh, Brady got a tip to clear the defense. A rebound that time on the same possession coming up this way. A tip for the score.
Monmouth takes the lead at 10-8, and then the steal by Stewart. Bounce past James, rejected by Bisping. Out of bounds. Siena. And Nico Clarith has just come off the Saints bench, and so their third leading scorer, who was questionable coming in. And Robin mentioned earlier in the game, he is a Kingston High School graduate, and so back when he was a junior high schooler a decade or so ago, he idolized a guy named Tay Fisher. And Tay was a real good player at Siena. So Justin Robinson would come up with friends to this building. There's apparently a picture of him wearing a Siena t-shirt at some point that I've not been able to track down. And root for Siena against whoever they were playing. The upshot is now a decade later, Tay Fisher is now known as Firefly Fisher in the Harlem Globetrotters world. Well, Justin Robinson is among the immortals in MAC history. Marquise Wright with his second bucket.
And I'm sorry, Doug. And Robinson's got a jersey of Tay Fisher hanging in his room in his dorm at Monmouth.
And as we mentioned, going to break, Rob, Nico Clarith has come into the game for Siena. Here's Brady, and there's Clarith with the rebound. Looks a little ginger on that ankle. A little bit of a hobble as he runs to the front court. The realistic expectation from what I was told from the Siena coaching staff, they get 10-15 minutes out of him, get a few points, get a little energy, they'll be happy.
And he looked pretty good in warm-ups. He had his sweatpants on, so I wasn't quite sure if he was going to be able to go, but he was moving well in warm-ups.
7 on the shot clock. Here's Clarith from way downtown. Marquise Wright, pocket picked by Brady.
And here's where the Hawks are at their best. You turn it over, they're coming right at you.
James uses a monster screen from Brady, who lays it in.
Well, Brady just laid out Brett Bisping on that screen.
Bisping is no shrinking violet at 6'8", 234, the league's leading rebounder, and he just got leveled by the 6'10" Chris Brady. Legal screen that helped the Hawks retake the lead. Right on the pull-up. .23 remaining here in the first half, and it's another Brady bucket. 14-10 Monmouth.
But it all starts with the dribble penetration. Siena's not done a good job of keeping their men in front of them, not allowing that dribble penetration to force the defensive rotations.
Brady has 8 of the 14 Monmouth points. Travel is the ball against Desante Shivers.
Well, the Hawks are going to push it every opportunity they can. Here's that screen by Brady, just levels Bisping. Good job to gather, let the first defender by, but it's the dribble penetration. Nice wraparound pass right there by James, but Siena's got to do a much better job, Doug, of guarding the basketball.
Monmouth with 4 assists on 7 made buckets. 3 of those assists coming from the senior from Greenburgh, New York, Josh James. Robinson just leaves long in the dust. Sammy Friday just into the game, even though he fell, somehow helped to force Robinson to cough it up. And Marquise Wright gives it right back to Monmouth.
And turnovers have been a problem for Siena as of late. They got to take care of the basketball. Last time they played the Hawks down at Monmouth, they had 19 turnovers. They don't turn the basketball over. They end up losing that game by 4, but you take care of the basketball, maybe you come away with the win.
Khalil Richard has come in for Siena. Just saw a little bit of nice sportsmanship, I tell you. Diego Quinn, a reserve forward for Monmouth, just came into the game, and he noticed that Levon Long had his sneaker untied, pointed it out to him during the break to make sure he got it tied back up. There is
That's court
Diego.
awareness.
Sophomore from Lake Forest Academy in Illinois, although he is a New York native. There's Levon Long, senior from Baltimore. Get our first look today of Austin Tillman, the newly minted MAC 6th Man of the Year with the basketball right now, coming off a solid 10-point performance against Niagara 2 nights ago.
His second consecutive double-figure game.
Robinson. Without Marquise Wright on the floor at the moment, Long brings it up, tries to get Siena into its offense. Dangerous pass. And now for little Richard, guarded by Tillman. Pierre Sarr cuts him off. Richard waits for Shivers to come to him. Now 5 on the shot clock. Shivers. And that's a shot clock violation. Good defense by Monmouth. 11:37 remaining first half. The Monmouth Hawks leading the Siena Saints 14-10.
And moving with it, and it was apparent that he wasn't going to be able to play. He was distraught, and King Rice was like, look, you've been playing injured for the last couple of weeks. You've done everything you can to try and fight your way through it. Sometimes you're just not able to go.
As we've talked about throughout the season and here in the tournament, foul off the ball, illegal screen called against Pierre Sarr. This is a Monmouth team with as much depth as any team in college basketball. They can easily go 12, 13, even 14 deep, as evidenced by the young man just into the game, Louis Polari, a local walk-on from the Jersey Shore, who, oh, by the way, in their quarterfinal win, scored 16 points, a new career high.
Yeah, 14 of those in the first half. Knocked down a couple of threes, was aggressive. He's a guy who's certainly going to have a much bigger role next year for the Hawks, but he gets some minutes with Seaborn being out.
Hogan Yemi with a half a dozen. Siena back within 2 at 14-12. Dustin Robinson challenges the big boys, doesn't get the roll. Hogan Yemi winds up on the floor with Diego Quinn under him. It's a held ball. And possession arrow goes the other way.
But I think King Rice is plenty happy with that shot from Justin Robinson. He said he talked to Justin yesterday about, look, you're the best player in this league. You've been in for 2 years. Don't press, don't do it, but be aggressive. Don't defer and try and get your teammates going. This is a time where you got to step up and be the alpha male.
And while he is capable of putting 40 on the board, as we saw 3 weeks ago, he has 5 teammates who have also scored at least 20 points in a single game this year. They've got a lot of options, with or without Justin Robinson. Levon Long misfires, and he's able to get his own miss.
That's where the Saints can really get some extra opportunities on the offensive glass. Hawks got pummeled last game out against Niagara when they gave up 25 offensive rebounds to Niagara.
Great job by Jelon Hornby to read that Long was going to spin back into his dominant side and tied him up.
Oh, good, solid defense. Physical, you expect that from Tillman, and Hornby jumps right in there. Levon Long with a good game in their quarterfinal win, 17 points against Niagara, but he turned it over 7 times in that ball game. Also turned it over against the Hawks last time out with 5 turnovers.
Here goes Polari right to the rim.
As we said, he can knock down threes, but he's also quick and he's got good bounce, making the most of the extra minutes here with the injury to Micah Seaborn.
He's thinking about getting himself onto the all-tournament team. The guy who came in averaging just over 2 points per game. Richard around and out. Quinn got a hand on it. Here comes Tillman for Monmouth. Hornby rises up. Out of bounds, Siena ball. 9:45 remaining in the half. 16-12. Monmouth up 4.
But Doug, even with Justin Robinson on the bench, as soon as the Hawks get the basketball, they are tearing it up the floor. They are doing whatever they can to try and create early offense.
Wright splits the double team and lays it in.
He's so quick with the basketball himself. That quick first step to blow by the first defender.
16-14 Monmouth. 9:22 remaining in the half. Hornbeek left alone. And that goes back to Siena as the ball went up over the top of the backboard. As we talked about, this is the home arena for the Siena Saints. Their campus in Loudonville is a couple of miles to the north outside of the city limits of Albany. They averaged roughly 6,000 fans per game during the regular season here in this building. And this has been more often than not the home of the MAC tournament. This is the 18th time in the 28 years since Siena joined the MAC that it has hosted the conference tournament. Monmouth the takeaway. Polari drives on Shivers. Tillman. Just like he's hitting a hole trying to get to the end zone.
Yeah, he's got that football mentality. You see his upper body. Not surprising, he was a terrific football player in high school as well.
After a real slow start to the season, as you see, Siena was 4-11, and that does not sit well here in the Capital Region.
As you well know.
As I know, but they have finished strong, having gotten themselves the number 4 seed. They actually tied for 3rd in the standings, but through the tiebreakers, Iona got the 3 seed and Siena the 4 seed. But again, having won 12 of 17 coming in and having your home crowd behind you still doesn't mitigate the fact that you're facing a Monmouth team that took care of you twice this year.
Yeah, they've won 6 out of the last 8 games. The only problem, both those losses were to the Monmouth Hawks.
Yes.
And Siena certainly with a very difficult non-conference schedule, one of the reasons why they get off to the slow start. On the road against GW at Kansas, and as well some of the better mid-major teams in the country down at Florida Gulf Coast, as well as playing Vermont here at home. So Jimmy Patsos' team had a difficult task in the non-conference.
Yeah, they have the 16th best non-conference strength of schedule in the country. 16th best, so that starts to tell you why they got off to such a slow start. Second foul on Levon Long. And just the 3rd foul against Siena. Only 2 fouls have been called against Monmouth in a cleanly played first half so far. We are 11 and a half minutes in. Monmouth with the basketball, leading 17-14. Hornby over Marquise Wright. Diego Quinn did a great job to gather for a moment, just couldn't pull it away. Wright spins through the double team.
Wow.
Oganyemi will head to the free throw line.
How about that play by Marquise Wright? To come up with the spin, but then as soon as he did, he realized here comes the defensive rotation. Didn't panic and somehow able to make this feed. As soon as Quinn comes, great body control to adjust it, to be able to find Oganyemi, who's been effective here in the early going.
Rob, we know Justin Robinson can do similar things, and that's kind of the man-on-man thing we saw in the regular season game in this building. They went back and forth, one highlight after another. Marquise Wright from Waldorf, Maryland, not far from Washington, D.C. Oganyemi's got 7. And Siena back within 2. 17-15 Monmouth.
Siena was effective with the press last night. Didn't expect much today from them as far as the full court pressure, but with Robinson out, not a bad time to throw it on.
Tillman draws the foul. Well, Siena won its score. The other guys came in together at the same time Jimmy Patsos came in. Bisping suffered a broken foot a couple of years ago, wound up redshirting, and so he is a 5th-year senior. And you know, the core of this group, when they were freshmen and Bisping was a sophomore, they won the 2014 CBI. And while to a national audience that may not fire you up, that seemed to galvanize this group, and Bisping was brilliant. That was kind of his coming out party. And it makes me wonder, Rob, that if Siena doesn't win the next couple of nights and go to the NCAA tournament, if they are invited to a CBI or a CIT, would they be interested in going that route?
Well, they wouldn't get a CIT invite if they lose today because you got to be above 500 for that. The CBI, though, obviously they've gone twice now since Jimmy Patsos has been here. I remember the first year when they took it, I said to Jimmy, why are you going to a postseason tournament? You're under 500. And it ended up being great. They ended up winning the 2 out of 3 in the championship here at home, back on campus where they haven't played for forever.
Yeah.
And you're right, they ended up winning 20 games that season. It worked out well. That'd be an interesting call.
Marquise Wright beats the buzzer for 3.
It's a great defensive possession for Monmouth, except you don't get anything to show for it.
Justin Robinson and Chris Brady sit at the scorer's table for Monmouth. Quinn shuffled his feet. Siena gets it back, down the point. Well, this is not altogether uncommon for Justin Robinson to have extended stretches on the bench. So he's been out the last few minutes of real time. And King Rice is very careful to keep all of his players as fresh as possible.
And he sat him early the other night against Niagara. He took him out after Justin Robinson turned it over a couple times, missed his first couple of shots. And it was interesting, when he came out, King Rice didn't say anything to him, didn't need to. Justin Robinson knew he needed to calm down, play within himself, and he did the rest of the way.
Shivers misses the turnaround. Hornby comes away with the basketball and quickly into the front court. Polari is fouled on the perimeter. Hand check by Khalil Richard.
Well, Justin Robinson trying to get on that list as we see the active 2,000 point scorers in the country. Led by Dallas Moore, his North Florida team earlier today in the A-Sun Championship against Florida Gulf Coast.
James over Oganyemi. Nice job to size it up. Realized that he had room enough to rise up and hit the shot. 21-18 Monmouth. Kadeem Smith is checked in for the Saints in the backcourt. Right. Gets Brady in the air, but then missed the shot. Loose ball foul goes against Siena.
And once Marquise Wright did get Brady in the air, then you got to be able to take advantage. Lean in, try to get some contact, or find somebody else. Instead, Wright just kind of put it up on the backboard.
First foul on Brett Bisping. The only person so far with multiple fouls either way is Levon Long. Bisping's been replaced by Sammy Friday. Kadeem Smith, and with eyes wide open, defending Robinson, trying to hang with the two-time conference player of the year, who gets the assist to Josh James. Just his 4th made three-pointer of the year.
Yeah, just 19% on the season. He towed one up. And this is a guy that didn't score the last time these two teams met, so an unexpected scoring punch from James.
Shivers from the mid-post over to Wright. Trying to find Oganyemi on the post. Under 5 to shoot. Wright, a little runner. Another rebound for Jelon Hornby.
And Monmouth not a great rebounding team, but their guards rebound.
Here comes Wright. 2 on 4. And those Hawks just keep coming.
The 9th turnover they've forced.
Robinson off the sweet feed from James.
And when they turn you over, they turn it into quick points at the other end.
The lead is 8, 26-18. Foul was before the shot. Kadeem Smithin.
Well, James stepping in with some confidence here tonight. As you said, just his 4th made 3 on the season. And here's where the Hawks are at their best. Forcing turnovers and then getting out and run. If they can get this pace going the way they've had it the last couple of minutes, I don't think Siena can run with it.
Monmouth has a good group of fans supporting, making the trip up from the Jersey Shore. A couple of fan buses helping to deliver the Hawks fans here to Albany. You can hear them making some noise, chanting, "Let's go Monmouth." Bisping back into the game, gets Siena to 20, back within 6.
And bails him out because nothing was going on that offensive possession.
Polari uses the Brady screen, looks for help, out to Tillman. Tillman just uses that right shoulder to get to the basket.
Exactly, like you said, like hitting the hole like a running back, using his upper body to shed the defender.
Now trying to keep up with Wright. Bisping into the corner. Three-point bucket good for the Richmond transfer, Kadeem Smithen.
And that's better offense. Dribble drive, not just once, but twice. As you get into gaps, you get yourself an open look.
Tillman looking to go to work again. This time Shivers able to hold his ground. Robinson. Smithen with the long reach. Blocked the shot.
He had the size. He needed the long reach because he got beat off the bounce. Austin Tillman doing a good job not forcing shots, but forcing the action as he uses his body inside. Dribble penetration and a kick out. A much needed 3 for Siena to keep him within 5.
23 Monmouth with the 5-point lead. Looked like for a moment there, Rob, the Hawks would get a little separation. They did, got the lead stretched out to 8, but Siena has knocked down consecutive shots, one by Bisping, the other by Smithen, to hang in there with the regular season champs.
And you got to be able to execute on the offensive end, not just for the points, but to slow the Hawks down. Missed shots, run out, leak outs, 9 turnovers have really hurt the Saints here in the early going.
Yeah, looking at the box score, that certainly is the big difference right now. And there is turnover number 10. And that'll get Shivers back in, replacing Smithen, who is hearing it from his coach.
Oh, you know, we're not the only ones to see that stat sheet, right? At the media timeout, you see the 9:30. The first thing you say is we've got to take care of the basketball. They can't even get into their offense to get started because of the sloppy pass.
Colin Stewart doing his best Austin Tillman impersonation. Will head to the line to shoot a pair of free throws.
And you don't usually see that from Stewart. He's usually hanging around out at the three-point line despite his 6'8" size. Certainly much more comfortable on the perimeter.
Foul number 2 on Richard. And Stewart, who had a tough night here Friday in the win over Niagara, was 0 for 4. All of his shots were taken from beyond the three-point line. He did have a couple of free throws, but just never really was in the rhythm of what was going on.
Looked completely out of sync. And this guy that could really stroke the basketball, and you know, he hesitated taking shots, and then when he took them, it just didn't look good.
Just knocks down both the free throws. The lead is 7. Lob to the rim. Well defended by Brady and Polari. Robinson, full head of steam, right to the cup. Bisping's got it. Back the other way comes Wright. Always has 4 eyeballs on him. Oganyemi to the cutting Bisping. Under control, no. Tillman clears the rebound. Stewart for 3. Richard has it for Siena. He's all by himself in the front court. Still attacking, and Stewart picks up the personal.
And a good look for Stewart. King Rice said, hey, we want him to shoot the basketball. I've got to call his number a couple of times. So I'm not going to say anything to him. I'm not going to yell at him. I just hope that he can get himself into a good rhythm shooting the basketball, because if he does and he makes his first couple, then all of a sudden he becomes another scoring option for him.
Colin Stewart, the oldest of 5 brothers. Got a younger brother who's redshirting this year at Binghamton. Oganyemi, 9 points now for the 6'10" senior from Troy.
he was the man in the basketball there, Doug.
Boy, he is just so much better than he was 3 and 4 years ago.
And I'm telling you, he not only was shaping up, he was calling the ball. He said, give me the ball.
Why not? He's got 10, 32-25 Monmouth. Turnover again, Siena.
That's their 12th. You can't get shots up, you can't make a comeback. Nice job right there by Brady. As you said, freshman, sophomore year, he had no chance to be able to isolate like that in the low block. He has worked so hard on his game, one of the most improved players in this league.
Averaging 9 points, 6.5 rebounds a game. Hornbeak and Robinson out there with Tillman, Polari, and Brady. Hornbeak. That is a professional drive and finish.
Yeah, because he hesitated just for a second to get the defense to raise up, and as soon as the defense got out of the stance, took full advantage.
34-25 Monmouth. Hornbeak very nearly got his fingers on that pass.
He has been active on both ends.
Making it tough on Marquis Wright. Quick pass, Bisping. Pass was on spot, on point, but Bisping just couldn't get it in. Polari. Nothing but net.
And that's the Hawks at their best. Tons of options on the offensive end, including Louis Polari, the walk-on, who's making some noise up here in Albany.
I think his teammates want him on the MAC All-Tournament team.
Well, running the floor, and if you're open, Justin Robinson will find you. You can see the stroke there, steps right into it. Coming off that career-high 16 last time out. Confidence is sky high.
Now, if Micah Seaborn wasn't hurt, would we be seeing Louis Polari like we are the last couple of games?
No, absolutely not, because we didn't see him at the end of the regular season. Played just a combined 7 minutes in their last 2 games, including just 1 minute the last time these two teams met. But again, Polari's a walk-on, but remember, this is a guy who was recruited to go to Navy, went to Navy prep school for a year, then was down at Indock, and in a crazy situation, he hurt his knee when he was working out before going down to Navy, but he wasn't going to be able to have knee surgery because you can't get through Indock, and so he's going to have to get through Indock. Went down to Navy, got through the first week, called his parents and said, you know what? I want to have my knee surgery. This is crazy that I can't have surgery now. I'm going to have surgery after Indock. This is the beginning of the year. And all of a sudden he said, you know what? Maybe this isn't the right place for me. Ended up deciding to go to Monmouth as a walk-on, and he'll be a scholarship player next year. Great story.
Wright misses from the perimeter. And Louis Polari, a 6'6" redshirt freshman from Tinton Falls, New Jersey, out of Christian Brothers Academy. We got a quick glimpse on the bench of his cousin Dan Polari, who also is a walk-on, but plays a more traditional walk-on role. Hornbeak.
Wow, that's a big-time finish. I'll tell you what, the Hawks with an impressive first half.
He finishes on the left side, he finishes on the right side. Monmouth just keeps on coming at you. They have opened up a 14-point lead. As we head to halftime, we take another look at Jalon Hornbeak, the 6'3" senior from Arlington, Texas. He's got a half a dozen, and the Hawks up 2 touchdowns. Both sides, Siena will have it first in their gold uniforms. Monmouth, the #1 seed in the whites. Wright, Ogunyemi, Bisping, Shivers, and Long on offense for the Saints. Here's Ogunyemi on the low block, as we showed in those first half highlights. He was good. Wright off the mark. Shivers tracks down the long rebound. And the freshman able to get the roll.
And Doug, you would think that Siena's got to get off to a quick start, try to get this crowd back into the game. Monmouth's play deflated the energy in this building for the home crowd.
Robinson gives to James, starting with Brady, Hornbeak, and Stewart. Foul on the post feed, and it's going to go against Ogunyemi. And on The 6'10" senior center. That is his second. Nobody in any sort of real foul trouble right now, Rob, as Hornby missed the layup. 2 fouls on Oganyemi, Richard, and Long. Nobody from Monmouth has any more than one. And if Siena's going to make a game of it, they're going to need to get something out of Levon Long, who played only 9 minutes in the first half, was held scoreless and turned the ball over 3 times. Nice pass there, but Oganyemi misfired. Long defending Robinson, who shoots over the top. Right the rebound.
Now Long was open and got himself out of the post instead of just staying there. He adjusted Robinson on his back.
Oganyemi blocked by Stewart. Siena will keep with 14 to shoot.
And finally, when they got it into Long, he doesn't take advantage of it. Again, you got Justin Robinson trying to guard you inside. You've got a good
11 in?
Yeah,
I think 11. I mean, it's
go at him.
Never considered turning and trying to score.
No, and that's exactly what you were talking about. He was a no-show in the first half. So you sit that long, you figure you're going to come out with some energy to start the second. I think there was some discussion as to whether or not there was a change of possession. I don't think there was, so they keep it 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Brady steals the pass. That's 6 turnovers now committed by Marquise Wright. Hornby for 3.
He's got a little extra in his step today. We've seen it even on the miss just a possession ago when he turned the corner and got there. He was playing with great energy. Didn't score it in the quarterfinal game against Niagara, had just 6. Stopped a string of consecutive games where he was in double figures at 9, but defensively he had 2 monster blocks.
Stewart. And the Saints seem deflated. Another turnover immediately turned into points at the other end. 44-27 Monmouth.
Same script as the first half, and as we said, if you don't get something going, the crowd's not going to be in it. There again is Long just giving up the basketball. You're 2 feet from the basket. Go up, finish strong, get somebody into it. On the other side, the Hawks, they are out running and flying all over the place.
First field goal for Stewart. He's got 4 points. This is the largest lead of the ball game as Oganyemi heads to the line.
There hasn't been a whole lot of fight for Siena tonight. Like you said, they seem deflated. One thing to kind of draw your energy from the crowd, but sometimes you've got to give the crowd some energy by playing hard, playing through things, and showing some toughness.
And so Nico Clarith, who managed to play 3 minutes in the first half, will come in and give it a go here in the second. And playing with an injured ankle that he turned during practice on Wednesday. Oganyemi dribbles out himself and now looks for help. 17-17 to go in regulation. Clarith for 3.
Maybe he could be the spark. That's the one thing that he does that the rest of this team doesn't, and that's make threes.
He's one of the many Siena players capable of putting up big points. Stewart lines it up. Long clears the glass.
Lines it up and then line drives it. No arc on that ball.
Robinson may have taken an elbow from Clarith on that clear out. He's up and seems to be okay. Saves the basketball. Kind of a dangerous pass under the Siena basket, but he got it to Stewart. And here comes the little 5'8" dynamo. Off to Hornby. Great move. Forever attacking.
Yeah, attacking, and as we've said many a times, remember this is a guy who played his first couple of years at Oklahoma. He's got terrific talent, good size, and he's been certainly showing a little bit of everything.
Clarith again. defending Robinson. Brady calling for the basketball again. He's working on Bisping. And Bisping gets the rebound.
The Saints tried to change it up and go a little 2-3 zone. Not a bad idea because they've not been able to handle the Hawks in man-to-man.
Right. Over Brady.
That's a great finish with the left. Lead gets back down to 10, and the crowd wakes up for the first time in a long time.
9-2 Siena run, and Marquise Wright called for the foul. Non-shooting foul. It'll be Hawks basketball when we come back.
Well, both teams going back at it. Hornbeak with another good drive and finish, attacking the rim the whole time. But the Saints trying to wake themselves up and wake the crowd up. Good finish at the rim by Marquise Wright.
Then you can be there to share the experience by visiting ncaa.com/MBB tickets for ticket and hospitality options. King Rice, the two-time reigning Coach of the Year in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, has his team riding a 17-game winning streak. And they came out through the first punch here in the second half, but Siena has come back just a bit, had a little burst to get it back to 10.
And they got the burst because Nico Clarith came in, made back-to-back threes. That woke the crowd up.
Colin Stewart with the putback. Here's LeVon Long. Stewart goes flying, and we've got a walking violation. There is the current active longest win streaks in the country. UVM, the Catamounts, have won 19 in a row. Monmouth has a chance at making it 18 straight. Princeton, meanwhile, hey, congratulations, you won the regular season Ivy League title by going undefeated. Now go earn your NCAA bid at the Palestra, first ever Ivy League postseason tournament coming up.
And you draw Penn in the first round in the semifinals on their home floor. Like I've said a couple of times, everybody around the league thinks it's the greatest idea except for Mitch Henderson. They go 14-0.
Yeah, enjoy that trophy.
Yeah.
Hornby had it knocked out of bounds off of Siena. By the way, Oganyemi just left the game having picked up his third personal foul for Siena. This is a Siena team and a program that has definitely benefited over the years by having so many MAC tournaments played here on their home floor in their home building. All time since joining the league in 1989, Siena has won 63% of its MAC tournament games. That's second best all time behind Iona. 4 times Siena's won the championship here in their own building. Not since 2010. But they were the number 1 seed in 08, 09, and 010, and the best team coming in. And I don't know how much home court played into them winning those 3 titles.
Oh, you're right. They've only won it one time here in Albany when they weren't the number 1 seed.
Robinson buries the 3.
Where it clearly, though, has helped them. 14 of the 18 times it's been here in Albany, they've gotten to at least the semifinals.
Shivers will go to the line. Yeah, it was 15 years ago that Siena, as a lower seed, came out of nowhere to win 4 games in a row and win the 2002 MAC championship. Robinson and the Hawks hoping to make sure Siena doesn't have any sort of drama ahead tonight and tomorrow.
And that replay, perfect example of why it's so hard to guard Justin Robinson. If you close out hard, he's going to blow right by you, and then he breaks your defense down. But if you don't get out there and get a hand up right away, he's got the quick release and deep range to get threes off quickly.
Colin Stewart has left the game with 3 fouls. Hornby's pass deflected by Long out of bounds. Hawks possession with 24 to shoot. Yeah, think about the recruiting class Jelon Hornbeak was part of at Oklahoma. He had Ryan Spangler, now playing professionally in Japan. Isaiah Cousins, Sacramento Kings second-round draft pick. And then, oh, by the way, the National Player of the Year, Buddy Hield, for 6th overall to the Pelicans. And he was right there with him. Robinson, no. Clarith clears the rebound. Clarith. 9 quick points. He looks to the crowd, shrugs his shoulders, and said, "What about that?"
Yeah, he says, "My ankle's feeling all right, just as long as I can hang on the perimeter and throw up threes."
Robinson gets 2 of them back. He's got 9.
And Doug, you can see he's being aggressive on the offensive end. He's not backing down or deferring to anybody.
Bisping, the 3 ball keeping Siena in it.
And Patso's trying to get a timeout on that made basket. They didn't see it.
You call those feel-good timeouts.
Not a bad one right there if you could, because you got to get the crowd back in. It's something to disrupt Monmouth. Got to get a couple of stops, though. And if you can't guard the basketball, you can't stop them.
Another wide open look. James stepping in, and he's been brilliant with the jump shot today.
But it all starts on the dribble penetration. If you can't keep them out of the lane, you got no chance.
Back and forth we go.
3 consecutive threes for the Saints. Clareth giving them a lift.
Still down 9. James cross-court Hornby. Diego Quinn on a mismatch has a huge size advantage inside. Now they get it to him. But a nice job by Wright to come around and knock it loose.
Now used his quickness to come up with the steal.
Right? Clareth. Yes!
Ride the hot hand.
5 made 3-pointers by Clareth here in 4 minutes of the second half. Basketball Siena.
Oh, Siena was just dead. The crowd was dead. And here comes Lazarus off the bench. Knocking down threes. Nico Clareth. We didn't know if he was going to go tonight because of the ankle injury. Well, he's gone here in this second half as he has caught fire.
Well, the 6'5" sophomore from Baltimore calls himself Swaggy Neek.
He was swaggy.
He's got his swag back here tonight. Louis Polari has come back from Monmouth. First time we've seen him this half. Kadeem Smith also. And Robinson's going to be called for the foul, trying to get after Clareth.
Obviously, you got to get up in Clareth's grill. But Robinson got a little overhyped on that defensive possession.
Long, Oganyemi, Clareth, Wright, and Smith in for the Saints. James, Tillman, Brady, Robinson and Polari for Monmouth. Long still looking for his first points. Nice dish. Oganyemi off the glass for 2.
Well, that time he spun into the lane, but he was strong with the basketball. Somebody came to try and swipe it from him, but by not turning it over, it turned into an easy 2.
Closest the ball game has been since early the first half. Brady. No. Long slaps the ball against the floor. It very nearly bounced up and in. Siena basketball.
That almost made the not top 10 had that gone in. Saints on this 8-0 run.
Who would have gotten credit for that bucket for Monmouth if it had gone in?
I guess whoever was closest to it, but that's a good trivia question.
Oganyemi. That's 8 straight made field goals for Siena, who are right back in it.
And Levon Long, who was absolutely a no-show in the first 15 minutes of this ball game, now all of a sudden starting to make things happen. A couple of good feeds inside to find his teammate. Javian Oganyemi getting it done inside, Clareth outside. We got a ball. Siena started taking care of the basketball. They started getting shots up. 13 first half turnovers, just 3 here in the second half. All 3 of those were in the first 3 minutes of the second half. It's amazing. You get shots up, all of a sudden you give yourself a chance to score the basketball.
Oganyemi completes the old-fashioned 3-point play. It's a 1-point ball game. 16 points for Oganyemi.
And certainly this is the first game pressure that the Hawks have faced so far in this tournament.
Reach-in foul on Long. And that is number 4 on number 24.
He just can't reach in that situation. He sat for 11 minutes in the first half with foul trouble. Really was a non-factor until the last couple of minutes when he got himself into the lane and was able to find Oganyemi for 2 nice finishes.
And so Clareth replaces Long. There you see the difference between his production from the quarterfinal to the semifinal round. Now Robinson going on a one-man mission to get more Saints in foul trouble. Did we just get a warning?
We got a warning,
Okay.
which I like. Jimmy's got plenty of guys that are helping him let the officials know what the calls should be. The crowd has certainly been in it. They didn't like the quick call against Robertson, but I'm telling you, it's because of the quickness of Justin Robinson that you get that call. He is hard to guard one-on-one.
First foul on Smithen. And the 6th against the Saints here, 9 minutes into the second half. Clareth picks up the foul, trying to steal that pass to Polari.
Now you want to be aggressive defensively, Doug, but the last thing you want to do is the Hawks have been struggling scoring the basketball. You bail them out by a couple of silly fouls, and now they're going to the line.
And Polari got it done at the free throw line in the quarterfinal win against Niagara. And we'll get the bonus at 6 points for the redshirt freshman coming off the bench. Now remember, when these two teams first met this season 3 weeks ago here in Albany, Monmouth put 102 points on the board. So pace and tempo perhaps favoring Siena right now?
Definitely, especially here in the second half.
Clareth picks up his dribble. Bisping up and over the much smaller James for 2.
And the pace has been better for Siena because they're not giving the basketball away. They're getting a shot at the rim each and every time here in the last 5-6 minutes.
Tillman. Boy, once he freed himself of Clareth on the perimeter, he went right to the hole.
That's pretty easy to do. Clareth not a very good defender when he's got a good ankle. With the bum ankle, he just reached around. You got to be able to give him some resistance on the defensive end.
Right, trying to drive on Tillman. Creates the contact, but then couldn't finish. Bisping on the offensive rebound. Oganyemi. Justin Robinson with numbers just past the midpoint of the second half. Block on Clareth and count the bucket.
Now, big turn of events right there because Siena had an opportunity to finish it twice off the offensive glass. Don't get either one to go. And instead, Monmouth able to convert quickly on the other end.
There you see Brian Dorsey and Bill McCarthy talking about,
I think maybe whether or not he was inside the restricted area, whether that was the call initially.
Certainly didn't seem like he was in it.
Nope, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, clearly outside of the lane. Clearly was not inside the arc. And did anything occur after the play that they're looking at? Oh, Josh James perhaps having something to say. Oh, and then I do see there on the replay the technical. Okay, against James it appears.
I think against Josh James getting in. So that's what they're looking at.
Yeah, at the moment, we've got a personal foul against Nico Clareth on the block. That would be his second. And a technical foul seemingly on Josh James, but they are back over to the scores table, checking the replay, making sure they get it right.
Brian Dorsey was here a couple of nights ago, so we take a look again. That's a good call. That's a block. No question about it. May have been a bit of a continuation, as you see it there on the Could have called that one potentially on the floor, but there you see Ryan Dorsey stepping in. Looked like he assessed the technical to Josh James.
Looked like it, and Josh certainly seemed to be the one who was doing the woofing. And if you're Monmouth, that's the last thing you want, is that, you know, you'd gotten a couple of good sequences, you'd gotten the lead back up to 5, felt like the momentum was swinging back your way, and you may have just given that away.
Dodged a bullet on 2 offensive rebounds on the other side, and then you get a score. Finish through contact, you get a chance to make the foul shot, go back up with 6, give yourself a little bit of breathing room. But the technical foul, not what the Hawks need.
It looks like the initial foul call is going to stand, and the bucket will count. So Clarith will shoot the technical free throws, only a 68% shooter at the line, but he has been virtually perfect here in the second half from the floor.
So because it was the unsportsmanlike technical foul, they'll shoot those first, and then they'll go back and shoot the and-one.
So 2 free points for the Saints. Clarith has 17 to lead Siena. And now James, who just picked up that unsportsmanlike technical foul, will try and complete his own 3-point play. He was good in the win over Niagara the other night. 6.6 rebounds, 3 assists. Pierre Sarr will replace James. Over Brady, and he'll shoot a pair at the line.
But I love the way he jump stops and then explodes to the basket to create a little bit of a shoulder right here to then bounce off the contact. That is a pretty play by Wright.
Because if he doesn't go up strong, Brady blocks it into the third row. He doesn't have a chance of getting that shot up.
Yeah, knocks the ball into the third row and right into the first row.
Third foul on Brady. It's a 3-point ball game. Siena has 3 in double figures. Clarith 17, Oganyemi 16, Wright with a dozen. Monmouth also with a trio in double figures. Hornbeak 11, Brady and James both have 10. (62-60), Monmouth with the lead in the basketball. They led by as many as 17 earlier here in the second half. Robinson works his way into the lane. Nifty one-hander.
He splits double teams better than just about anybody in college basketball. So low to the floor, quick with the basketball, gets where he wants.
Right, no. Sarr couldn't corral it, but they say Bisping was the last to touch.
Here's Robinson again, splitting, getting where he wants, and then raises up with the teardrop to finish. Hawks got a break on that one.
Robinson guarded by the freshman Shivers. Brady, the high ball screen. There he goes, splitting that double team again, and that leaves Siena's defense scrambling. Oganyemi blocked it out of bounds, so Monmouth will have it with 4 on the shot clock.
Most guys, when they split it, then all of a sudden they're off balance, they're out of control, they can't come up with the basketball. He splits it, and he's so darn quick and low to the floor, he's always the first guy to get it back off the bounce.
And then you leave 3 defenders saying, uh-oh.
And here he comes.
Here he comes. Brady's been replaced by Diego Quinn. Tillman. Can they beat the buzzer? No. Siena forces the shot clock violation.
Good defense by Hornbeek, trying to keep it out of Clara's hand.
Eight on the shot clock. Here's Clara. Tough shot. He is feeling it.
Oh, you're right, Doug. That was a tough shot off the bounce with the defender hanging on him. But Clarith right now is in his zone. He's a volume shooter, so he's going to keep firing.
When he's good, he's really good. Saar.
That's not a good decision. Not the guy you want taking a shot on an important possession.
Siena hasn't led since the opening couple of minutes.
Here comes the high ball screen. Good call. Let Wright go make some plays.
Oganyemi, wide open look for the lead. Air ball. Shivers puts Siena in front 65-64.
He makes the difference, Doug. That's an assist.
That's a Wittenberg assist. Monmouth right back on top.
Well, just like we saw when they played here the last time, Justin Robinson has the answers late in the ball game.
He's up to 13 points, Rob.
And Hornbeek now all over Clara.
Oganyemi high post. Leans in on Quinn. Bangs it home. The seesaw continues.
And that's been their advantage all game long. Pounded to Oganyemi.
And now Siena will walk it up. Under 7 minutes to go.
Might want to guard that guy.
Marquise Wright. Out of nowhere on the offensive glass.
And Mama's got to settle down right now.
Here goes
Again,
Saar again.
where are you going? Oh, my. Well, Siena has made this one interesting. Nico Clarith putting on his Superman cape. Flexing, showing you what's going on. Oganyemi, Doug, this is an assist right there. Derek Wittenberg would be proud. However, it's working. You keep going. Oganyemi powering through inside. The Saints right now have a 3-point lead and all the momentum here in Albany.
This crowd of this 2017 MAC championship so far is loving this second half. The push by the Saints to take a 3-point lead, and the top-seeded Monmouth Hawks are in some trouble. Although plenty of time still in the ballgame, 6:28 remaining, and Pierre Saar, after an ill-advised drive toward the hole, got the call against Brett Bisping, and so Saar is at the free throw line.
And Saar was out of control. Very lucky that that call didn't send the ball the other way.
James is at the scorer's table to come in.
Yeah, King Rice had some sitting over at the scorer's table for a little while, including one to get Saar out of the ball game.
Well, Saar's a 76% foul shooter. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good.
If you get the extra opportunity, if you get a break going your way, you got to take advantage of it. He does on that first foul shot.
And now Saar will go out, replaced by James. St. Peter's and Iona wait in the wings in the second MAC semifinal. Who will they face? Who will that winner face, I should say? Siena or Monmouth? You asked us 20 minutes ago, we said it's going to be Monmouth, but Siena has had an incredible comeback, spearheaded by the three-point shooting of Nico Clarith, number 15 in goal.
Yeah, 20 points here in the second half for Clarith, 6 of 7 from deep.
His pass finds right on the right wing. Spun with nowhere to go and gives it over to the Hawks. 3-on-1 Monmouth, and James will shoot 2.
Well, that was the first turnover in about 8 minutes for Siena, and it turned into a quick opportunity at the other end for Monmouth. Wright got himself deep into the lane. He jump stops, but runs into the body, spins, and then here comes Tillman leading the break.
Rob, once I saw that replay, I saw what Marquise, I think, was anticipating that Levon Long would come with him, and he didn't. And so you left your feet on a blind spin, and that's a bad recipe. James, one of the 4 Hawks in double figures. He's got 11. Robinson now has 13 to lead Monmouth. And the Hawks are back in front, 70-69.
Now it's Justin Robinson with the defensive assignment to Clarith. Remember, Clarith can't move very well. Can shoot it pretty good, but with that ankle, hard to get open.
There he is open.
Well, hard to get open unless you lose track of him. Everybody focusing in on the basketball as it gets inside. Clarith now 7 of 8 from beyond the three-point line.
Robinson gets the 3 right back.
Well, that's what you want from your best players. Step up and make plays late. Justin Robinson certainly has done that.
Hawks up 173-72. Right? And the foul goes against Hornby. And we'll have a 1-and-1 coming up for Siena.
Justin Robinson a little late getting out there, and remember, Clarith's got at least 6-7 inches on him, but Justin Robinson has the answer right back at the other end.
Foul 2 on Hornby. There's the man of the hour right now for Siena. His career high came with 33 points coming off the bench against Fairfield back in December. Right reties the ball game.
And in that game he had 7 threes as well, but was on 15 attempts. He's 7 of 8 here in his second half.
And again, remember, Nico Clarith came into this game making only 30% of his three-point shots. But as we said before, when he's good, he's really good.
He's a streaky shooter and he's a volume shooter.
Tillman.
Good defense by Oganyemi not to bite on that ball fake.
Let's see if the Hawks try to get it into Chris Brady. Here goes Tillman. What a shot. Monmouth back in front by a point.
I'll tell you what, when the game's on the line, King Rice has incredible confidence in Austin Tillman. Tight ball game. He may be the 6th man, but he's one of the 5 out on the floor every time the game is in the balance.
Foul off the ball. And it looks like Hornbeek again picks up the personal.
Well, again, Nico Clarith with the bum leg, unable to guard the basketball on the high ball screen. Good call from the sideline, recognizing that by King Rice. You got a guy hobbling out there, you got to take advantage.
Hornbeek's 3rd personal foul, and again, we've got an official at the scorer's table. Ron Tyberski now being joined by Brian Dorsey. Siena's taken Clarith out. As far as Nico Clarith and that ankle, it clearly is bothering him. How do you manage his time? And you've only got 4.5 minutes left potentially in your season. How do you try and keep him fresh and keep him out there?
Well, this is an offensive-defensive substitution because you're at the foul line here now. Remember, under 4-minute mark at the next dead ball, you get a media timeout. I think it's a good time to take him out of the game. You got to go try and get a couple of stops at the defensive end as well. You can't just trade baskets here.
So he gets replaced by the freshman Shivers as Bisping shoots a 1-and-1. The 5th-year senior from Morton, Illinois has 10. Who is engaged to be married this June, puts Siena back in front 76-75.
Right now, Oganyemi with the defensive assignment there for a second on the switch against Justin Robinson.
Brady sets the screen on right. Hornby, drive and dish for James. Brady. Tillman decides to attack. Brady, though, wasn't ready. Somehow Monmouth still with a basketball. 4 minutes to go. Shivers the steal. Knocked out of bounds. Siena ball. Final media timeout. Justin Robinson and the first place regular season champion Monmouth Hawks trailing Siena by a point. 8 for 11 from beyond the three-point line, and that man has made 7 of them. Nico Clarith has the Saints up a point on the Hawks, and the substitution patterns we were talking about before the break have paid off for Jimmy Patsos and the Saints.
Absolutely. They went offense, defense, substitution, got a stop at this end, and then with the next stoppage, able to get Nico Clarith back on this end of the floor.
And the guy who replaced Clarith is the one who had the steal to stop the Monmouth offense. And now Clarith is back on the floor in place of Shivers. Right, in lane. Big burst to the hole.
And great body control to slide by the shot blocker.
Wright's got 19. Clarith nearly got the steal. Hornbeak gets tied up. And it's Monmouth basketball. You think these guys want to win this ball game?
Yeah, both teams playing hard, but right now all the pressure is on Monmouth. They come on into the game with 27 wins. They know what they've got to do. They don't have the same resume that they had last year, and last year's resume wasn't good enough to get them an at-large bid. That is a lot of pressure on a team, and we've seen them play loose. But once Nico Clarith started throwing in some of those threes and the crowd got into it, the Hawks have tightened up just a bit. Justin Robinson hasn't, but he hasn't gotten as much help as he was getting earlier in the ballgame from his teammates.
He's out there with Hornbeak, Brady, Tillman, and James.
And look at Ogunyemi with the defensive assignment on him. How many centers would be able to stay with that guy?
Hornbeak, offensive rebound. Clarith, the rebound.
And now the game pressure really turns up for Monmouth. They've been really good defensively all season long. They've got to start making some stops, and they've got to keep the basketball out of Clarith's hands. I wouldn't help off him at all.
Tillman trying to stay with Wright. Here's Bisping. 6 to shoot. Wright puts it up for 3.
Better get Robinson in transition.
Tillman leads in, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, he's not a big-time scorer as Austin Tillman, but when the game's on the line, they're not afraid to put the ball in his hands. Nice hesitation. There's that upper body strength. Almost got it to fall in for a three-point play attempt. Instead, he's got to go get 2 from the foul line, where he's 74% on the season.
Rob, that was the 3rd foul on Bisping. And the Maps' 6th man of the year calmly buries the 1st.
Gets himself into double figures for the 3rd consecutive game. Let's see if the Hawks on a made foul shot try to extend the floor with some full court pressure.
And he is the 5th Hawk in double figures tonight. Back to a 1-point ball game. Bisping picks up the dribble. Wright comes to him. 10 on the shot clock. Wright has a step on Tillman. Can't get the roll. Bisping crashes for 2.
And takes out 2 of his teammates, but gets himself the tip in. Marquise Wright comes up limpid.
Offensive foul against Tillman. Counting. And it's been spearheaded by our Life Storage Play or Player of the Game, Nico Clarith. It's your life, store it with care.
Can't just be one play because he's 7 of 8 in the second half from beyond the three-point line. They were dead to rights. You saw their body language back. The crowd was out of the game. When you knock down a couple of threes like that, you can flex. That got them back into the game. And then the last couple of possessions, the Saints have also stiffened up on the defensive end.
Got a kick out of that right there. He's the last to get up off his chair. Got one of the managers like a boxer coming out for the final round. Played only 3 minutes in the first half. He's got Siena up 3 with possession of the ball. Only 1:51 remaining in regulation. Right and Bisping in the backcourt. Bisping has it stolen by Hornby. Here comes the Oklahoma transfer, but he missed the layup. James offensive rebound. Robinson.
Oh, he had him in the air.
Hornby gives it back to Robinson. Siena's scrambling defensively all over the place. Monmouth looking for a good shot.
And here's where Robinson's got to take over.
Goes around Bisping, and we've got a whistle and a foul. That would be number 4 on Bisping. No, they call it on Marquise Wright. And Bisping's in some pain, getting help up off the floor.
Well, good patience by Monmouth, but once it got down late in the shot clock, ball ended up in Robinson's hands, and they had a mismatch. Bisping trying to guard him. Bisping all banged up this year. You said yesterday, got a little bit of an old man's body right now. Knee, foot, not able to keep up with the quickest guy in the league.
Robinson makes the first.
And he dug on the last possession for Siena against the full court pressure. You notice that Marquise Wright gave up the basketball. A couple of plays before, he went down hard when Bisping got that tip in, came up limping. Let's see whether or not he's got the quickness to be able to handle the full court pressure himself.
Long certainly capable of dribbling it up. He's into the front court, just over a minute to go in the second.
Still, though, you got to get the ball into Wright's hands to try to initiate on the offensive side.
Here's Wright into Clarith. Catch and release. Timeout, Siena.
Well, Justin Robinson with the defensive assignment against Nico Clarith. So Clarith decides he's going to take him into the mid-post. The ball finally gets into Marquise Wright's hands, and that's where you want it. The point guard with a good pass in, and look at that fadeaway. Has some size to be able to post up. His ankle looks fine right there, Doug.
Remember Woody Harrelson in White Men Can't Jump? I'm in the zone, man. I'm in the zone. Nico Clarith is in the zone. Wow.
And the only way you get it out of the zone is keep the ball out of his hands. They've not been able to do that. A couple of times we saw extra help off of him where he got open looks for 3. That time it was on the post-up. Monmouth trying to get to 18 in a row. But right now they're going to have to come up with a couple of huge plays or that streak's going to end.
25 points for Nico Clarith, all in the second half. Here comes Robinson with 50 seconds remaining. Hornby. It's good. 82-81. Timeout, Monmouth.
No surprise, the Hawks aren't going anywhere. This is a team with great senior leadership. That's a huge bucket by one of those seniors, in Jelon Hornby.
Well, Joe Lenardi has Monmouth as the representative of the MAC right now to be a number 13 seed, but that's predicated on them winning the tournament championship. So if they get upset here or don't win tomorrow night, is their resume good enough to get an at-large, Rob?
Well, it's certainly not as good as last year's resume, and that wasn't good enough to get the at-large. You see their RBI rank of 44, so certainly they'll be in the discussion. The problem that the Hawks have is they have no wins against top 50 teams. One of the interesting things is that Princeton sits at 54. And if all of a sudden the Tigers win out, maybe they creep into the top 50. They're 1-3 against the top 100. Their best win is Princeton, but then both Iona and Memphis are at 107 in the RPI. Can either of them get themselves into the top 100, where all of a sudden those numbers, which seem to mean much more this year than in years past, that's the problem with their resume.
Monmouth's pressure forces Long to use a timeout, leaving both teams with one.
And usually against the full court pressure, you just give Marquise Wright some space to go get the basketball, and he's quick enough to go get it. We haven't seen him do that the last couple of possessions against the full court press.
And again, like we said, on that rebound that Bisping had a 3 minutes ago, he took out two of his teammates in his aggressive move to get that offensive rebound. Long and Wright both went down. Long got right back up. Marquise Wright a little slower getting up, so who knows? Iona and St. Peter's will be our second back semifinal. It'll begin shortly after 7 o'clock, assuming that this one doesn't have extra time to it. 82-81 Siena. Long again will be the trigger man.
And Oganyemi up in the screen. He's the worst foul shooter on the floor. I'm surprised he's up there.
Dangerous pass. Wow. Drops it right in for Marquise Wright. And the foul. Well, who's the best left-handed quarterback in the NFL right now?
Remember I said he was Kenny Stale. You weren't here at the end.
Yeah.
The last regular season game, he had one of those.
Wow. How about maybe a little Steve Young right there?
Wow. Man, that was dangerous. Whew.
I didn't think there was a chance.
No, risk reward right there. I'm not so sure about, but gutsy call.
Well, as soon as he was handed the ball, as now Polari will come in to the ball game. Looks like Brady's going to limp off the floor. As soon as Long was handed the ball and Wright did a 180 and started sprinting the other way, I'm thinking there's no way they're having him go long. And sure enough.
And that's why I was surprised that Oganyemi was up in the stack here in that screen, since he's not a good foul shooter.
There you go.
Wow, that was gutsy. You know, it's interesting, before the game, Siena practices from sideline to sideline those long baseball passes. Well, that practice came in handy.
Wright's a 73% foul shooter. Back up by 2. Robinson hands to Hornby. Polari back into the game, gives it to Hornby. 20 seconds on the shot clock. And Long forces the tie-up. Siena basketball.
That's the versatile defense of Long up on Hornby. Shot clock now off, so the Hawks will have an opportunity. Doug, you don't have to give up the foul immediately. Get an opportunity to try and come up with a steal out of a trap. If you don't initially, that's the guy if you want a foul. Now you got to give up the foul right there. Smart play. Oganyemi just 64% on the season from the foul line. That's the lowest percentage of anybody out on the floor right now for them.
He's 3 for 5 so far in this ball game. Nice job by Monmouth to wait and wait and wait until Wright gave it up. Who says I'm the worst free throw shooter on the floor?
Well, it's not like he's a 50% foul shooter. He is 64%.
Possession lead.
And Hawks need a quick basket. Doesn't have to be a 3.
Robinson goes to the goal and lays it in. That's quick too. And a timeout.
That's about as quick as you can get because he's as quick as you can get.
So now you put yourself back in that same position, try to force the turnover on the inbounder quickly thereafter, but still plenty of time to play it out the way they did on the last possession.
Absolutely, with 17.5 because you get this quick finish. Able to slide by Bisping. Nobody wants to give up a foul, so you don't go challenge there. Smart play. Too many teams just start throwing up threes. Tim Plus's team, talking about threes, they certainly utilize that. They're going to have to wait a little while before we see Iona and St. Peter's.
You think an Iona coach standing there has a rooting interest either way, or he's just trying to take it all in? Is he thinking about his game? What is a coach in that circumstance thinking?
The only thing you're thinking about is trying to get your win.
Yeah.
You don't care who you play. You know, pick your poison. You either play Monmouth, who's beaten you twice, or you play Siena in their building.
And like you said, they've got to get by the number 2 seeded St. Peter's Peacocks in their semifinal that is still to come here at the Times Union Center.
So as we said, Monmouth 17.5. You don't have to give up the immediate foul. You get an opportunity to try and get a trap. Come up with a steal. That's your best way to make up the 2-point deficit here with 17.5. And then if you don't get it out of the initial trap or a steal situation, then you've got to give up the foul.
And you know, they've turned Siena over a lot already tonight, 18. The majority of those in the first half, but the reality is Marquise Wright has turned it over 7 times himself. So the Siena point guard has been somebody they've done a nice job of turning over.
Yeah, but just 5 turnovers here in the second half. That's one of the things that has allowed them to make up this ground. And big comeback for Jimmy Patsos' team.
Long, Bisping, Clarith, Wright, and Oganyemi out there for Siena.
And I don't think we're going to see Kenny Stabler again on this one.
Crowd on its feet here in Albany.
And remember, Doug, it's a made basket, so Long can run the baseline.
Chest pass into Clarith, and he is fouled almost immediately.
So here's a question, Doug. Should he step out to the three-point line to take these? Clarith, a 68% foul shooter on the season. He said he's been in a zone all game long. Now he's got to zone in on these important 2 foul shots.
All 25 of those points since the intermission. Shivers in for Wright. Defense, offense switch. Shivers came up with a big key steal earlier here in the second half. Wright, meanwhile, receiving some treatment on that left leg. 15 seconds to go. Justin Robinson desperately trying to get to the basket.
Oh, and he fought through contact, was looking for a foul call. Still alive.
6.7 to go. Siena up 2. Long uses Siena's final timeout. Let's see where Marquise Wright is as well. He remains on the bench. Trainer Greg Dashnaw working on those that left calf, I think, and maybe a cramp.
Maybe a cramp or a little bit of a pull when he went down, but clearly something's bothering him, and that's why they made the substitution to get him out. Now they'll make the substitution to get him back in. Well, Robinson just probing. Going around, I think he went by all 5 defenders on that possession. Talk about a guy with big heart. He certainly doesn't want things to end. Obviously, their season's not going to end. They're the regular season champion. If they end up not winning the MAC tournament championship, they'll go back to the NIT where they played last year. But he certainly doesn't, no disrespect to the NIT, but he's not interested in playing in another NIT.
And you know what? When he had the basketball right here in front of us, between the circles, and he was getting chased by 2 and 3 Saints, you could almost see on his face he has all of that weight on him. He knows what they are facing here if you don't win this ball.
And that's what makes Champ Week so special, especially at the mid-major tournament.
Monmouth playing without their other first-team all-conference player. He just caught a glimpse of Micah Seaborn. He remains sidelined with a knee injury. And there's the man of the hour right now, Nico Claret, 27 second half points. And now Siena, without a timeout, will have to get the ball inbounds, take care of the ball, and presumably hit free throws.
And if you're Monmouth, you got to do whatever you can to try and not let the basketball in.
Pierre Sarr defending. It gets into Oganyemi. He just secures the basketball. And with 5.6 seconds to go, the senior forward will go to the line.
And he got open because Dougie just simply posted up as if he was sitting in the low post, and with his big body and frame, kept the defender on his back. So the 64% foul shooter who stepped up calmly last time gets an opportunity to do the same.
6 for 8 from the line for Oganyemi. He has 21.
And Polari comes in to give him another three-point shooter. On a miss here, Monmouth still with the door ajar. He hits this. That may be it.
The two-time defending regular season champs from Monmouth